The monthly meeting of Brmerton-based eBoard of the United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated will come to order. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. And Dan's name. Let's see. All right, we'll start with our monthly business report. Secretary, go ahead.
Yeah, I looked over the eBoard minutes and the executive summary, and everything looked good. Dan had a couple of comments, but other than that, everything looked terrific. So unless somebody else has got an objection, I make a motion that we accept them as provided by our task commander, who is so good with the computer.
All in favor?
Discussion.
Any discussion?
These minutes have not been published for two reasons. One, I didn't make the changes that Dan had requested because I didn't want to go back and re-edit. I would have to go back and edit out the video and edit out the audio for the information vis-a-vis Steve Ham. So I waited. Now that he has passed, I don't think that that's an issue. So I would second the motion pending the changes that Dan sent in.
Mom, I really strong on my hand.
Once I have those in, then I'll publish them. So right now they're not visible to.
What the?
Sounds good.
Oh no!
I'm assuming now we can go ahead and that the conversation we had vis-a-vis Steve is no longer an issue. So.
Anybody have any discussion on that? Any problems leaving it the way it is? I'm okay with that. Dan, okay. Waylon, you good? Okay. All right. No further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approved, Bob. We're good to go. And then we can post that up to Dave. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, sit right.
You got anything else, Bob?
No, I don't have anything else. Looking forward to, it's been a while since I saw y'all. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you, or maybe all of you, on Saturday at the regular general meeting.
Good. All right. Treasurer, financial report.
Start with membership. End of May, 244, up 2 from the previous month. We had 1 new member for the Armed Forces Day Parade, and then we had another individual who apparently contacted National directly. I don't know if anybody knows Michael Punt, if that name sounds familiar. I still got to get a hold of him for base dues, but I've already included him in our membership count. So I will get a hold of him for base dues here in the next few days.
Did you say hunt or punt?
With a P, Punt.
Okay.
Treasurer report. Find the right one. That'll probably be helpful. Stand by. All right, at the beginning of May, we had $47,814. We spent $1,016. My apologies. Money coming in is $1,016. We spent $85.32 for a deficit of $75.15, ending the month with $40,299. Cork challenge for the month of May, we had $380 come in for a total for the year of $2,400. If I didn't confuse anybody on that, you're doing extremely well.
All right. Perfect. Anybody have any questions? Get all that? All right. Anything else, Dan?
It's Mario. Look.
No, that is it for now.
Okay, perfect. Fred's not here. I have Steve here, but I don't know. Do you have anything via chaplain duties?
Not really, just waiting on, if we have anything on Steve. I think everybody's good that I know of. But I
Okay.
got nothing to report as far as chaplain.
Okay. As chaplain, so I got a note from Jim DeMott that John Hertzberg, if anybody knew who that was, passed away June 7th. It was posted on Facebook 4 days ago.
Oh, I know John.
So-
John was on our scholarship committee years ago
Okay.
when we rewrote that. John Gardner knows who he is. Wow, yeah. He was at a meeting in the last 8 months. But yeah, I knew John.
John Hertzberg. So he passed away June 7th. So Jim sent me that. And then Bear sent me of course, if you get any correspondence from him, it was a very wonky email, but what I got from that was Craig Gross, one of our Holland Club members, passed away as well. So I know John Hertzberg, we have a date. Craig Gross, I don't have a date, so I don't know if he reached out to anybody or anything like that besides myself. So I need to investigate and see what date, if I have a date, so we could put our members on Eternal Patrol requested. So those are the updates I had for I guess that section. I'm also waiting for if Connie to reach out. I sent her everything that she may have needed for Steve Ham, but she hasn't reached out. So I know that it's a very sensitive time right now. But I let her know that she can reach out to any of us, and please let me know what we can help with once she finds out any information. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I haven't gotten an update. So, so I don't know if there's going to be a 15-minute presentation on the Retzel because Fred is not here. He said he would have that rescheduled for this meeting. So
He was supposed to call her Monday.
Okay, so
I don't know the outcome of that.
So that'll be on standby, possibly happening. So, okay. Storekeeper, TTF Soup Down, John, what you got?
Well, yeah, TTF last month was amazing. We took in over $500 last month, which is a record for TTF. Well, very excited. Eileen kept very busy doing credit card processing. So, I mean, I can't complain about that. We will be out there again on July 2nd. And we've been invited to be out there in August, and I don't have that date for their picnic. Do you have it?
I do not, but I will get with the new CMC because he also, besides the one chief that contacted us, the CMC asked if we were going to be there as well. So if anything, I can get with the new CMC.
Okay. The other thing, I didn't see in your list of parades, the Phantoms of Fun. Are we doing that one this month?
No,
We're not.
no.
Okay. I was wondering because I got an email from them inviting us to.
We didn't do it last year either, though.
Right.
Didn't we do it last year?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's one of the parades we canceled because of the amount that we do.
Yeah. Okay. Then, but we'll all be out for July 4th, right?
But that discussion's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have.
Awesome. Angela, did you have anything? Okay. Okay. Copy.
Angela's on mute.
It's
I
okay.
know I couldn't get it unmuted. No, I didn't have anything. I was just here to listen to the spaghetti dinner stuff. So that was it.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Float manager and parades. What you got, Mike?
So I couldn't, and I know Dan sent me something, but I can't. They haven't updated the insurance yet on the website.
The rust insurance.
Yeah, it expired June 10th. So Whaling Days people are asking for it, and so is Bainbridge, because I have to fill out that certificate of insurance for it.
I thought we updated that. Dan, do you know recall?
Oh yes, we sent out the check. I've got an email out to Sid to find out where I can get a proof of insurance.
Yeah, that's just a new one. It's not a big deal. It doesn't take me long. It only takes a few minutes to fill out the certificate of insurance, but they want it at Russ like 4 weeks prior. The last time they got it to me in 2 days, so I don't think it's a huge deal.
Okay.
You're supposed to, according to the policy there, it says for every event we do, we're supposed to fill one out. So like the spaghetti dinner, I read it. I shouldn't have read it. That's what I get for reading stuff.
That you didn't know how to read.
Not well. That wasn't a prereq to being a part of this club.
All right,
and
cool.
then Whaling Days, and then that's July. I don't think we have anything in August but the picnic, and nothing in September. Then you have to decide which trunk or treat. I think they're on the same day this time.
Nope. I got an update. So I called Allison at the base, Bangor base,
MWR
and MWR over there, and they said they are going to move the event because we have our Halloween bash.
Okay.
They know that that's going to be a huge thing out in town, and they also, when I told them, I said we always want to be sure to be on base. We want to have our float there because families, the children, active duty. So they said they are going. They don't know what date yet, but they are not having it on the same date.
And
so
I don't know what day was the bash, 26th or something.
25th.
25th. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me look. Why are you like this? Not me. It's not the computer. It's me.
Are you looking in a mirror?
Maybe I'm trying to look at the calendar. 25th, that's a Saturday. Yeah, I shouldn't have a problem. It depends. I just started a new job, so it's a little bit busier than I thought it was going to be, and I'm not sure what travel's going to be like or anything yet.
Okay.
That's all I have right now. Then there'll be the Veterans Day parade, and then if we're gonna do the fairgrounds on the 11th, hold on a second. Let me just look at the calendar again. Sorry. So the 11th is on a Tuesday this year, which means the parade will probably be the 9th or 10th or 8th. Was it Sunday last time? I don't remember. Or was it Saturday? Veterans Day, the parade, they did it.
They're usually Saturdays.
It was Saturday, Mike.
Was it Saturday? So it'll probably be the 8th, I'm guessing. The weekend prior to. And then Veterans Day will be the 11th. So I don't mind bringing the float over there afterward, but John needs to give me all the phone numbers up front so I'm not sitting there waiting for him to show up so I can get the guy to come put it in instead of waiting. That's the only thing.
I'm no longer in charge.
Okay.
But I can still help you there.
I just need the dude's phone number if you guys want it over there so I can call him and say, hey, I'll be there in 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever's the POC, John, you don't need to do any work. Just give us who the POC is and we'll handle it that way. Yeah. Don't
But that-
you stress on it.
That was all I had for the float stuff. Oh, did you want to talk about Bainbridge Island and their $100 for nonprofit now? It doesn't matter if you're military or not. I don't mind that they're charging, but
Oh, there's everybody.
when we do this parade this time, they asked that they need 2 people to walk next to the float. It's specifically written in their thing now. It wasn't before. So if you guys want to continue to do it, just remember I'm going to need 1 person on each side of the float. I don't know what happened. I think, and I don't think it's happened here, but last year there was some bad accident in the parade somewhere where some people got hurt and the truck hit a bunch of people. Not on purpose. And I think they're kind of cracking down on stuff now because everybody has asked for certificates of insurance this year. Normally they don't. I just send it anyway. But I'll let you guys decide what you want to do with Bainbridge. I don't really care either way. It's a.
Did you pay the entrance fee already?
I did. Yep.
Okay,
got
so
all
this
the
year
stuff back.
we're in it. So
We're
this
doing
year
it,
we're
yes.
in it, and we need to decide for next year. So
But we can talk
plan.
about that at another meeting. I
Okay.
just I don't know. Most of the people on this meeting have done it. I don't know how they feel about it. My only complaint about it is they're not really organized. So that was it.
Strikes me that they're trying to get rid of people out of their parade.
Maybe, I don't know. I just thought it was if you're not nonprofit, it's $150.
Yep.
If you're nonprofit, it's $100. There were no exceptions.
Stop. Sorry.
So
all those Bainbridge sports team have to shell out $100.
I don't know. There was no other option on the website. There used to be another option for, military or veteran, and you didn't pay.
Yeah.
Not an option now. It's all done online. There's no PDF. A few of them went to that, which is kind of nice. But yes,
I always took the application straight into the chamber personally.
it's not like that anymore, though, John.
Yeah, well,
It's done online.
I know, but
There was no option to print it to bring it in, and I'm not driving to Bainbridge to drop it off because I have a job and stuff.
I think it'll be interesting to see how it goes this year.
Right.
But my gut feeling is they're trying to kill this.
Maybe.
And I mean, why else would you charge a high school band $150?
And maybe they're not charging them. I don't know. On the website, there were no other options, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody when I called.
Well, let's see how it goes this year.
Yep.
And then, as I said, to me, going to Bainbridge is just basically going to Seattle, and I don't like to go to Seattle. So
I thought that the crowd reception was terrific last year. I thought the crowd really enjoyed our float and everything, which surprised the dickens out of me because I had not expected that out of Bainbridge. But I don't know. Brainless Island is Brainless Island.
Right. You guys can decide after we do it this year.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It is not my favorite because it's tight and the people do not pay attention. But other than that, it's easy to do. It's just taken down at the end is kind of
Okay, we'll discuss after the parade and we'll go over it all, pros
meeting.
and cons. Yeah, sounds good.
This is a meeting that could have been an email.
Yeah, LOL. This was the section that you could have had in an email.
Correct.
All right, moving on. Okay, so Bear's not here. I did ask him if he can let me know if we have any other Holland Club inductions other than Al. He hasn't responded.
It was supposed to be. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be Gene Gehring. He was the other name.
Okay. I couldn't remember if there was a second, but Waylon and Dave both have all of the certificates, everything, just in case people were there. So we're backed up, all the certificates, coins, patches.
How many hats do you want?
Have 3 available, but we're only expected 2.
Okay. You've got them? Okay.
No, I don't have anything.
I've got 3 here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We
I'll
have the
bring 2.
certificates. Okay. Will Dave Bowman, will you be doing your Rickover in?
It's the plan. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'm
so
not.
You'll do.
I'm not making a big deal of this. I'm basically saying, here's a stack of letters, and if you're here, come see me afterwards, and we'll get them through them. But I'll do a little introduction for it. I mean,
That's great.
Yeah.
I do have a bunch of Rickover patches, so you can tell them they're available.
Yep.
Yeah. So during your speech, whatever it is that you have for your presentation, know that they'll be available, and it'll just be nice to have on the live feed. And so those who if they want to come in, pick them up, or they can come next meeting or whatever it is, just so they know that we are recognizing those who are part of that. So, okay. And my Telpi is not here.
I have a question on the Deterrent Park. Have we done bricks recently?
So Bill emailed a couple of us saying that he was going to be placing bricks and updating those who have been questioning status of their bricks and locations. So I asked him in the email reply to that, please update the locator so we can update the website, because the locator is not accurate. But I don't remember the date. I'd have to search through.
Yeah, I don't think he gave a date yet, if I remember in the email. So
okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay. Historian, web, social media.
Okay. Hopefully everybody is following the historian page. I kind of made some decisions on that this month because there's so much stuff for lost boats, for tolling boats. I'm not doing those anymore. The approach is we don't have to tell the entire story every day, but I'm trying to tell one story each day as we go by. So I'm doing a lot of research, finding stuff that's off the beaten path and isn't the same stuff you're going to get, on every other base's website and every other base's page. There are a great number, for some reason, and I can't tell you what the reason is, I don't know. There has just been an inundation of fake profiles, scam profiles trying to gain admittance to submarine specific, and it may be happening in other communities, I don't know, but submarines in specific are seeing just an absolute avalanche of these fake profiles trying to join pages. We're pretty tight on the base Facebook page. We're not just admitting anybody, and I check it on a pretty regular basis to keep folks out. But what these guys do, or gals do, whatever they are, bots, they get in. Once they're in, if they can see you, they can see your friends list, they can clone you and start doing whatever it is that these idiots do. They also like to sell pretend to sell the fake T-shirts and stuff like that. So trying to keep it as clamped down as we can, but I can only do it on pages that I control. So it's obviously our base page, the subvet, and I'm not in charge of any of the others. So if you're on any of those other pages on Facebook, you want to be very careful and really watch things. These folks they're not good people, And I can't tell you for sure that they're trying to steal your identity, but they're not trying to steal your identity. They're certainly cloning accounts, because I'm getting dozens of friend requests every day from people who are in these other groups, and that's how they propagate, and that's what they do. So be cautious of that. As far as the website goes, everything seems to be functioning. I paying more attention to the historian site right now than I am the Gertrude check, but there's reasons for that. We did finish the 2 training sessions for how to create pages, how to create posts. Hopefully everybody knows how to do that. Dave, you and I will need to sit down and design what is going to be the Puget Sounds website, which again, I see within a year to 2 years as basically replacing the Gertrude check. I think the Gertrude check thing has kind of run its course. The Puget Soundings makes more sense. Everything would be focal there, easier to control, easier to update. And now that we have people trained in how to do those kinds of things, I think it'll be a whole lot easier. If for whatever reason you missed the training, it is on our YouTube page, so it's available there. I also have the notes from it. If you would like those, I can send you each of those. Dave, did I already say we need to get? I did say that. So Dave and I will get together. We will have that design. Hopefully, we'll get this up and going pretty quickly, and we can start putting things there and start using it the way we intend to. Any questions on that?
No, I have a comment though. I went through all last year's Puget Soundings, like headers, and that's what I'm trying to coordinate it into categories. So I'll bring that, or I'll email it to you.
Okay.
So I mean, so really it's pages with sub pages. We have to figure out how we're going to do that.
Right.
And some things are just really not categorized, and those could just be post. But so then everybody has to be responsible to do their own post. So anyway, so I've been working on that. It's not done yet, but I'll be shipping that off to you.
It's fun though, isn't it?
Oh, it's great.
It is interesting. I don't like the theme that we have that we're playing with for experimentation purposes. I don't think it's a very good theme, but I am looking around to see what else is out there to make it look better. And of course, we can customize it and do those kinds of things with it. And I think ultimately it'll be probably be the best website in the entire subvet community. And I've seen a few of them out there. Some of them are pretty basic, and even right now, I think ours is one of the best, but it could be better, and that's what I'm aiming for.
Yep.
As past commander, I don't really have anything at this point. I did send an email on this Al. I forgot his last name. Sorry, the guy that's the vet.
Hunter?
Yeah,
Al Hunter.
Yeah, I'm confused on the logistics of this. Does he just need it before the meeting, or does he want it before Saturday?
I don't know. That's why I said, if we could reach out to him. I
sent an email saying,
I
don't
saw
know.
that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do, but I'll be at the meeting at 9. Otherwise, text me and we can make other arrangements.
Well, I did see an email from him. He was wondering what it was going to cost him, and we haven't discussed that.
So I sent him
$300.
the receipt for the embroidery. I don't know how much the vests cost, so you could reply on how much the vest costs, but I gave him the receipt of all of the embroidery that happened. And of course I don't charge for sewing on the patches.
Yeah, well, I charge a basic $50 for the vest.
Okay, so you could reply to him, letting him know about the vest. He already has the information for the embroidery.
Okay. The other thing that they might be interested in, I did for outside the base, I've raised the rates for coins to $15 and patches to $10. At base meetings, I will charge the old $10 for coins and the $9 for patches. But that is at base meetings. When we're away from the base, if we go to the $10 and $15 rate, And like I say, last month we didn't have any problem selling stuff at all. So also the end of July, or the meeting in July, I am going to be out of town. So I will need someone to cover the storekeeper.
Angela, can you ask Jason if he will be available for that? If he can talk with John and
Yeah, I'll ask Jason. Everything will, I mean, he should be there. Mine all depends on my surgery. So
okay.
so Jason, as long as I don't have surgery and he can come, then he should be able to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll talk with him tonight and I'll email John.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Right. So let's see. I don't know how. I think we can hold off on finding a replacement for caps for kids. We're not having much success anyway, so I don't think we need to advertise that at the moment. I don't know how you guys feel about that. We could wait.
I would just keep it vacant.
And yeah, I'm not really have to verbalize anything.
Just vacant.
Okay. Okay. Jim's not here, but I wanted to mention that the elections are underway. If you haven't yet sent an email, for those of you who use your email, do that. If not, if you can do that via email, it's just the easiest thing. And I'll move on to Chief of the Boat.
Okay, so August picnic. I sent out to everybody a blurb. Oh, it was how everything we spent last year, and we overspent because we ended up, auctioning off, and it's kind of ridiculous. But that was what we did last year, and started with a document to send out. I sent to everybody. Take a look at it, so we can kind of get that out. And then I'll just need an updated sailing list so I can send it out. I'm asking for just number of people and how many hamburgers and hot dogs you're going to eat, because it was just way overbought. So we'll change the wording, but if everyone can take a look at that and give me a blurb back, and then new sailing list, and I'll go ahead and we'll send it out, and it'll be a start. And we're also looking at different, setup committee, cleanup committee, some of these other ones, just because it's, a few of us that do everything. And I prefer to share the wealth, since I'm getting quite busy with other things that are on my plate right now. So I'm going to share the wealth. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Vice Commander.
Went over to Richland over the weekend with Jim DeMont and Fred. Fred's moving pretty slow, so just have to watch out for him. But he had a good time. There was 16 crew members there from the Trident that had served on board the ship, during that time frame. 857 in total. That's what the wall is made up of, and over 400 of them have passed. So, but 16, and there was a couple that were online. So it was a good time. I'm glad I went. I did give the $4,000 check to Rick. Thanks, Dan. So he has it in hand now. Central Oregon base has it. I need to get pictures to Mr. Pittman and stuff and a write-up. So it was a good time.
It looked like it was a good time. It looked like it was a great crowd,
Probably 200 and some odd participants in attendance. The socials, of course, were, 50, 75, somewhere around there, the dinner. So it was a much smaller crowd, but there's a lot of public showed up too. So It was really nice. And if you haven't ever been over there, the Port of Benton offices have a lot of artifacts of the Triton. So it's really interesting. So, yeah, go over there sometime.
Did you happen to ask about the donation by John Clear?
Ask about it, or
yeah, you noticed the donation that had been made by John Clear, and I didn't know if you'd ask anybody, where it came from or how long it's been there, because I didn't know anything about it.
There's a Brmerton-based bell donated by John Clear in the Port of Benton Commissioner's office. It's, I guess, was in the back of Jim DeMont's truck for a while, and then it ended up over there. So it's interesting. I'll have pictures of that as well. And then several envelopes, commissioning type envelopes and event envelopes that were in Tudor stuff, was it? Were delivered as well. So it was fun all the way around. If you get a chance, go over there. It's a good time. Of course, you'd have to coordinate touring the con because they just don't let people in there willy-nilly. It was open for tours while we were over there, and you have to sign a waiver that you ain't gonna bang your head on the way in or out. You hold them harmless, basically. So, let's see. I'm excited for the meeting because I'm running it. Like to go to your graduation too, but it's just a lot to get done over the weekend. Excited for the Holland Club inductees too, and I knew of Al and Jean, so I don't know if another one shows up. I guess we'll be prepared. I have Eileen's stuff for that, so I'm ready to go. Are you going to have a few more informational editions, not Holland Club stuff? Do you have anything else to update, Eileen?
If I did, I will add it to my agenda for the general meeting, and then I will email that to you.
Great.
Yep.
That's what I was looking for.
Okay. Yep. I'll have that.
Okay.
If not tonight, then tomorrow.
Okay. There's one other thing, and I can't remember it right now, so go ahead, Eileen, and then I'll circle back.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. I don't expect anybody, I know because it's a very busy month. If nobody wants to go to the Greater Kitsap Chamber meeting, it is on the 25th. Same place, same time, same bat channel. Let me know. I will not make it because I still have family in town. So I will not be there. Just let me know if anybody's interested. Let's see. We already went over Al's best. I also gave I think it's George Wallam's vest to Dave Bowman. So both those vests are in the right hands for Saturday. I also updated the Eternal Patrol notification roster. It's in alphabetical order. I uploaded all of the storage unit paperwork to our Dropbox. So if anybody wants to go through and read that, it's there available to you. It's great. I took John there after our last TTF shindig. And so we put some of the emblematics in there. He got to check it out. I gave him his key, the card of the address and everything there. So if you need to get into storage, let me know, or he can go with you. It is only open during operational hours. There is no passcode to get in a gate because it's during operational hours. And if there's a major holiday, Sundays they're closed. So, but there's no reason we should be planning ahead anyway, getting stuff out of there. I am going to organize it by event or months. So whenever anybody needs to go in there, it'll be sectioned off. So all we have to do is just grab and go. I found putting everything in there from the she shed, my house. I found the ivy green corner, all the flags. that belong there. So Mick doesn't have to put up his flags anymore. We can use our flags. And what else? Steve and I have decided that we are not going to find what is it, the dolphins from the top of
The Jolly Roger.
the Jolly Roger flag. Yeah.
We had those dolphins, silver and gold sided,
So
that Dutch had, and we have no clue where they're at.
yeah,
have no clue what happened to them.
So I'll probably get with Angela later on downtime, not anytime soon, but we'll put that on the docket to see if we can recreate the silver and gold dolphin for the top of that. We'll have to look at the topper of that flag so we can get that put back on there. But the storage is organized. I have it cornered off with tutor stuff that we still need to go through. And then all of the base stuff, and then I'll get it organized by event or month to make any turnover or any going in there easier. Okay.
Only John and you have keys right now.
Right now, yep. And whoever needs the extra key that I have, you just I'll do a logbook or something so we have a positive control over the keys.
Right.
So as it should be. Let's see. And my graduation, I'll probably do a live feed on mine, but I'll share it to our Brmerton based Facebook page. So if anybody wants to look at it, they don't, it's not necessarily on our Brmerton page because I'm sure not everybody's interested in my graduation. So
yeah, we are.
So I went to the graduation breakfast and they said they don't care who comes, but to bring your own lawn chairs. But it is 70% chance of rain that day at 1:00. So come at your own risk. All of the graduates will be in the rain. The families will be under cover tents and the stage will be under a cover. But those extra, bring your own umbrellas and your own chairs if you do want to come. So if you want to come, happy to have you guys hooting and hollering in the background. But it is projected 75 minutes long, so you can just watch it in the dry space.
Is it at Olympic College?
It's at Olympic College on the green, right across from Building 10, which is the bookstore and the cafeteria, whatever area. So it's right across there. John, you could be under the tent, okay? And the families could show up an hour early to sit down. So, hey, if you make it into a seat under the tent, you make it in a seat under the tent. They are not checking names or tickets or anything, and you park wherever. They're not going to give out tickets that day, they said. So
this is the Northwest. Rain is natural. Why worry about it?
Agreed. I'm actually going to wear a poncho under, though, because I literally will be under the rain for 75 minutes. Let's see. Okay. I have given RFID sleeves to, I don't know, was it you, Waylon? Or was it you, Dave Bowman?
Are they in the bag here?
They're in the bag.
Okay, so it might be Dave Bowman. I believe. So I had mentioned many times at our meetings the RFID sleeves for your credit cards. I bought them for the base. So one could be given to each member and their spouse if they need that. Because I know when we have the meetings and I mention those things or I email those out, you forget about it right after, but it's important that we protect at least the card that we use every day. So if there's a member and their spouse that needs one, I think I bought four packets of 20 there. If you don't see it, Waylon, it's probably in the bag that I gave to Dave Bowman.
Not right off the bat.
Okay. So Dan, I'll let you know what the donation in kind was for that or whatever.
Okay. That's
for those
perfect.
sleeves. Okay.
Yep. Thanks.
And I gave my binder to Vice and I'll update him with the agenda. Yay, there it is. And if we can, those of you who have the email, the election sheet that for what is it?
District
Commander, if you could print out some for those who don't do email. Vice, Dave, and Dan. If you have ink, print out a couple of those for those who just want to hand them in. And then I know Jim DeMont said I could just do a tally, but I'll probably scan them like I did the last election so they know who voted and stuff like that, just to make it official. I'll scan them in. I'll still give them a tally email, but I could send those in as well. I think that's all I have. Waylon, did you remember what you needed to say?
Or what I wanted to say? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
At the wall dedication, Washington Department of Veterans Affairs Legislation and Communications Director. Steve, you may have met her. I don't know yet. Her name is Heidi Audette. They go around the state doing presentations and what they can do for what Washington State veterans. So at some point, I would like to invite her to a base meeting. And Dave and I were kicking around last night. Dave Pittman and I were kicking around last night. Maybe we do a joint meeting. Maybe you guys come to the VFW hall on a VFW night and you're invited to a special guest speaker, or you come to American Legion on American Legion night, one or the other. We'll figure out a time, and maybe let's hold a joint meeting, VFW, American Legion, and subvets together. We're doing a little bit of that already with combining American Legion, VFW picnic, and then I think subvets is invited as well. But maybe we can do some joint things together and have more people show up and interested to what people need to know about the state. So, in Washington Department of Veterans, I did post last night, there's a family fun day in Retzel on the 28th of June, I believe is when I did it, or when the date is. I gotta look at my calendar. Yeah, Retzel Family Fun Day from 10 to 2, and I posted that on the Brmerton USSVI Facebook page last night. So there's a lot of stuff happening at Retzel as well. So, and that's something I learned from Heidi while I was over there. So there's something we can maybe schedule out in September, October timeframe. Well, maybe not October.
Idea.
Maybe not October.
Yeah, not October, but I mean, I think September we have our Alzheimer's presentation, so that would be good if we did have a joint meeting.
Yeah.
So, I like the idea. I saw a lot of heads nodding, so that's something we could definitely discuss, because that sounds like a nice idea to have a gathering like that.
Yeah. So I was just thinking about the space. We don't have a lot of space in the FRA nowadays because we have, everybody shows up nowadays. So that's why I kind of mentioned maybe VFW, but go ahead, Steve.
So on that note, Waylon, the CAVA, Kitsap Area Veterans Alliance, they are planning to do a meeting just like that. It's probably going to be next fall, 2026, and they're trying to get the fairgrounds to use as a meeting group. Large umbrella for everybody and all, veterans groups, nonprofits, just to get together and share ideas in the county. So that's going to be a larger scale event, but it's in the very early stages of planning. I'm totally for doing joint meetings between all of us. And I know, the VFW in Port Orchard has a pretty good sized building, and sort of the one on Dora, we get John Gibbons involved and stuff. Good idea, Waylon.
Yeah.
Very good idea.
just Port Orchard is hard to park. Just
Yep. Yeah.
my thought process. I like my post because there's a lot of parking, even the ball field.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great idea.
we could take this little BB of joint meetings and start rolling it into a big cannonball. So
Well, it's funny. You got the key players, you know, Dave Pittman, Gary Heitman, you know, it'd
and
be
you,
I think
and you.
I think it'd be an easy sell.
All right, awesome.
We also got the American Legion commander too, Russ. So
It's really important that all of us, the Legion, VFW, the sub, it's really important that we join together and present a united front because times are interesting, to say the least.
to say the least.
Agreed.
And Bob just reminded me of something. The wall at Hills is going to be up there in his area.
Yeah.
You know, September 11th through the 14th, I believe it is. So we all need to go up and show our support for that as well. So
We're the Elks and the Legion at Port Townsend are working on that, and we're going to have a motorcycle escort. I don't ride those motorcycles anymore, but we're going to have a motorcycle escort. We're going to have, as I get more information, I'll try to get it, make sure everybody gets the word and stuff about the wall. And it's going to be at the American Legion in Port Townsend. So
it's actually at the airport. There,
yeah, at the airport rather, but the Legion in Port Townsend is working with us. It's going to be really nice.
That's all.
Okay, I was just making a note that when you talk about the current events, Waylon or whoever brings up the Wall at Heels, if you want to let people know that I'll send out an email if anybody's interested in caravanning or riding out there together. If anybody needs a ride, we can arrange that. We can figure out who can go, who has cars, who has available seating and stuff like that. So we could plan for it. You know, we have plenty of time to gather that list of drivers and riders.
Great. Dave Moman threw up the picture of Jim DeMont and the bell. It's actually on a wooden platform now, too, with a placard that says property of USS Brmerton base, and then a placard that says donated by John and Clear.
Oh, that's awesome picture. Look at that beard.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I just threw up the Wall at Hills schedule. It's going to be coming from, I believe, Ellensburg by motorcycle caravan.
Okay.
Yeah, Ellensburg to Port Townsend.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Old business. We already talked about delivering the check. Thank you, Dan and Waylon, everybody that went there. So that full circle, we are done. Central Oregon, Phil, and all of them are very grateful. They mentioned that at Jim DeMont's meeting this past week. They're able to get a lot of the project done in a quicker manner. So they're very, very grateful for that, and maybe being able to do more with the project. So they will send out updates. They will let me know once they have a date for christening. They didn't think about it, but I asked them about it. So they are going to plan for that too. So maybe we could plan to get up there so we could be there for that. And they said they definitely want to come down. So they are not sure if they're coming down for this Saturday's meeting or not to take the traveling dolphins. We don't know. They've been planning that for a while now. So we might have some guests this Saturday. So
Okay.
There's that. I know we still need to plan, not a rush, but we want to get a working party together to look at all of Tudor's stuff. See what we need to send to the museum, get it electronically scanned, whatever we can, if we are going to send it, and whatever else that we need. If not, the rest can John can look at and see what he wants to use and stuff like that. But we need to get that planned sooner than later, so it's not just sitting there. If when you can, I think it's Waylon. I don't know who had the point of contact for the museum.
Or St. Mary's Museum. Yes, it's Keith Forrest Post. Yeah.
Okay. If they have a list of what they're looking for, or I can make a list. I can actually go to the unit and make a list of what Tudor has and what they're interested in. So we're not sending junk there and making it from our problem to theirs. You know, it's not, I'm saying Tudor stuff is a problem. I'm saying that.
Understood.
Okay.
And I was disrespectful by saying junk. So.
Right. Yes. Okay. I digress. And yes, I already talked to the people at Trunk or Treat, so we have that hashing out. As soon as I get the date, I will let everybody know so we could plan, Mike. And again, I don't have an update with Connie for Steve's stuff, but as soon as she reaches out to me or Mike Telpie lets me know, because I know they are over there talking with her more frequently. I don't want to bug her, but I will probably send a feeler and just say, hey, how are you? And maybe she'll respond back to me, seeing if we can help with anything, because I'm not sure what the plans are for a service, or if she even wants to have one or whatever it is. And I will pass that on to us as soon as I get that, and then I'll figure out the rest from there. Does anybody else have any other old business? We're getting to you, Steve. Okay, new business, spaghetti feed. What do you got, Steve?
That's not new. We talked about it a couple months ago. No. All right. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi. Okay. So Angela's been nipping at the butt to get her baskets on display, but we're kind of early for that. So I kind of dropped the ball last year on this event. I don't think I planned as well as I did the first year. So I'm going to do what the Cobb said. I need to spread the wealth on this. So, okay. So you said we have an event. We have a guest speaker in September, Alzheimer's, which is probably more than merrier. That'll help. We're still going to do this in September, I think. You know, eBoard, you decide, but I still want to do it, but I just want to plan better and have more members participate and help, specifically with the prizes. You know, the first year we had a lot of prizes. Last year, not so much, you know. I mean, we had the TV, the gift card, and the grill, and then the baskets. But the year before, we had quite a bundle of prizes. So what I'm looking for is like when we did the scholarship, you know, and John, you know, we had the scholarship and we did the raffle for the scholarship. I want to get back on that platform where members went out and got good prizes. And, you know, we held a raffle where it generated and engaged people to come out, especially when it's open to the public. I want to, you know, focus on the prizes, the flyers. I want to get some good flyers made and out into the community. I didn't do that as well last year. And then tickets. Do we want to put a limit on the tickets? Or just
limit as in what?
You know, a limit. 200. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I know we didn't sell a lot of the tickets. It was more of at the door, but I do need to do a reprint. And so that's what I wanted to vote on, is also how many, and if we reprint them, not having a date on there, so we don't have to go over anything. Yeah, and we could just put a sticker on as the date when we're having it, so we're not having to write on there.
Yes,
which would just be way better.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So that's just, you know, I'll discuss it, the general membership, but I just want to, and it's only June. We have time, so I don't want to, you know, get everybody later about this, but I just, and I'm gonna handle the sauce again. I got that covered. And Eileen, you did great with the spaghetti. You got a handle on that and all the stuff that Bob's got for as far as the plates and everything. We're good on that. We're good in the kitchen. I'll hit up Olive Garden again. And
Yeah, they give us a lot. We had way too much.
well, that's just it. That's picnic. We got to figure out the better inventory. And so we got numbers from last year. I think last year was less than the first year, but yeah, we had way too much. And that's what I just want to go into this event planning a little bit better and make it a team effort. That's my goal. So
Yeah, I think if we make
whatever
it an
feedback
event,
you guys have, I think it's a worthwhile event. I enjoy it, but I just got to prepare better this year and want to make it a team effort.
I think if we make it an event on Facebook and then we share it and where it says people were interested or responding, if we reply to those who are interested, because we could share from sharing and sharing.
Yeah.
And we reply to those who might be interested, ask them, how many people do you think might be coming, or will you come with this many? I know you're interested, but does that mean you're coming? So just so we get some type of, correspondence back and forth, that might help with our numbers. Or if you're interested in buying tickets, I can meet you on Bangor Base, or you can come to the fleet and we can get you physical tickets so we have more accurate numbers. I know it might be a little bit more work, but we might have a better feedback if we actually create a conversation back and forth with those on Facebook, with that page. And of course, I'll send out an email to the membership as well for those who might not be on social media.
That first year, I put tickets at the VFW in Port Orchard and the Legion in Bremerton. And then we had them at the Fleet also. I didn't do that last year. I said I was kind of jacked up last year for some reason, but I just want feedback and do it smarter this year. And like I said, make it a team effort. I think we'll have a good, successful spaghetti feed. That's all I got for that.
Yeah, no, having that extra communication, and I know when you present the spaghetti feed at the meeting as well, for those who are interested, I don't know. I know when we were done with the meetings and people say they want to volunteer for stuff, sometimes, we forget as soon as the meeting's over and they just start walking out. But I'm trying to think of some better way. I don't know, handing out sticks, like, okay, who's interested, and just give them a popsicle stick or something so they remember, why am I holding this?
Like the Cobb said for the picnic, he wants to get a working party.
Right.
Right.
So
if we still do the same kitchen thing, you and me and Dave and Angela and Mike Friend was in there.
John Perkins too.
It's just a small kitchen, but the runners, the cleanup, stuff like that. It's not hard. I mean, we've done it hard, but if someone's going to volunteer, yeah, you're good.
Set up and trash, and it takes a lot of little details that does add up to being a lot of weight on those 5 people.
And then the raffle itself, we had Dan and Gary Heitman, right? Running the raffle. So they did a great job. Yeah. So
and when it's really hard because we're not there when the tickets are being bought, but I know we had an issue with the one who didn't write their name very clear. So hopefully we won't run into that problem again, because there's nothing we could do about that when they're buying tickets when we're not there. Okay. Sounds good.
There's people that want to volunteer. They just don't want a big job. So this is one of the opportunities. You say, we need folks, but you need to be specific. Hey, it's a runner, it's a whatever, it's a one-time deal, couple hours of your time. Thanks for your participation. That's my
Dave. You can use the picnic as the
Proud Run
prototype.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, that it's the same. Going to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Volunteers to do certain events, certain tasks. not everybody can throw the sauce on the noodles or throw it against the wall like Eileen. You know, it takes a talent.
We can also, look at people, point out and say, would you be willing to do this if we don't get enough volunteers? Some people just might be timid to even just speak up. And they'd be like, oh yeah, okay, put your name and phone number here so we can contact, or your email, whatever. Approaching people. We have plenty of time to do that too. I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, you can even just do a sign up at the next meeting Saturday and say we're not sure of the committees yet, but if you'd like to participate, some fancy words, whatever you want to say, just to get some names and phone numbers and emails.
Okay, picnic and the spaghetti. I will send that to you, Waylon.
So we'll just talk about it.
Print it out. Well, so it can be printed out for Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll send that out.
Simple.
Super simple. Any other new business?
Angela, you have anything to add?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna number the baskets, put names on them this year, so it's easier for whoever's doing that, since I didn't think about that last year.
Awesome. Yeah. We refine ourselves each time we have one of these and just make it better, more organized.
I have to show you something. Hold on. I have to go get something real quick.
Okay. Walk. We can wait.
Do you guys want to see what I made too for one of the baskets?
Of course.
Sure.
Okay, I have to go get it, but I will definitely walk.
Walk.
Everybody's leaving.
I know.
I'm coming right back.
Mike's just hiding. We don't get to see his lovely face. Why is it zooming like that? It's weird.
Must be autofocus.
While we're waiting, the soup downs, we're at Brother Don's this week. And on the 11th, we will be at...
oh, that's pretty.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's huge. It turned out a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be.
That is awesome.
That's
Thanks.
beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry. We didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry.
Anyway, we will be at, Brother Don's this weekend and Fujiyama's Japanese Steakhouse on the 11th at 6 o'clock.
That's our evening meal.
That's our
That's the
evening
nice
meal,
one.
yeah.
Oh, look at the bear!
So Rose makes these, and actually what it's typical is someone passes away and she takes their shirts. And it's a memory bear. Anyway, she's willing to do some of these, but I think she really wants an auction, not, so make some moolah for the base.
Yeah.
She has some mermaid fabric and some other stuff. So I think that's one of the plans for
that's awesome.
either the Christmas party or September. I don't know what she's doing, but yeah, she makes these things. So
that's awesome.
that'll be her deal, because she was going to make a quilt, and it's hundreds of hours. And I mean, these take a long time, but it's not hundreds of hours. So anyway, that's one of the things that we're looking at. And I don't know for the spaghetti feed or for Christmas party, but she'll be, I won't say knocking them out because she's working on 3 or 4 quilts right now, but she'll do a couple of those.
That's exciting.
Anyway,
I have extra uniforms too if she needs some. Okay. Okay, I'll just burn them. No, I'm just kidding. All right. The next eBoard. John.
Did anyone look at the Army's 250th anniversary parade?
Yeah,
I was kind of busy.
Pictures.
That was really a very neat parade. They started back from the 1700s with uniforms right up to the most modern, and the ending with pretty much robotic creatures marching at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was.
I was
Let's
kind of
see.
busy with this Triton, so
No, uh,
Well, I had it recorded so I could go back and look at it later.
yeah.
Like I said.
Good, if we're in good of the order, I had lunch with some of the retired chiefs from Vanguard. I have it once a month and everything, the old farts. And those Waylon, those pictures and stuff of the Trident made me go back and review what I knew about the building of the Triton and her construction and her launch and everything. If you've never checked that out, that's some really interesting reading. Her bottom part of her bow was put on at the last minute. Half of her sail was wouldn't clear the launch platform, so they had it sitting on the pier and it's very, very interesting if you're like that kind of stuff. I went and looked at it again last night. It was terrific.
Very nice.
I do have a question.
Yes.
We've been in the middle of elections on VFW and Legion. It just made me think about elections that we'll have next year for, officers here at Subvets again. But we do have a vacancy because I was showing off our website, Dave Bowman, to a lot of other, bases there, and what a good job, our site looks like compared to maybe somebody else's. And I hit the base officials, and we have a junior vice vacancy still. Are we going to direct, appoint, or fill that sometime, Eileen? Because I think you and I could use some help occasionally. I mean, we have lots of help. Don't get me wrong. It's just somebody that we could fill in, put it in. Just wondered.
That would be nice to fill that. We just need to make sure we vet and get somebody that is
Right.
able to fill that position.
Is it a position that we appoint, or is it an elect? I don't recall.
I don't recall
Mr.
that
Bowman.
either.
You're
You're
on mute
muted.
still.
It was
You're back.
intended to be elected, but it was appointed initially
Okay.
Yeah.
by direction. We could easily appoint one again. Again, it's a position that is designed to get someone into a leadership role with the understanding that after 4 years, they should be running for vice commander. So.
Okay. Good night, Mike. Okay. Yeah,
Night,
we have to
Mike.
find the right person for that. See, they need to look at their duties. I know that our last junior vice, the membership portion was the hard part. I don't know if that was actually hard because I don't have to run those reports and stuff like that and making sure that the monies and the people are, matching up. But that's pretty important. And it was getting a little wonky there. And we had to play catch up and trying to find the people and the money and the, making sure that the national and everything was taken care of. And we just need to find somebody that can stay on top of that and has the time. I don't know if it takes that much time or not. Dan is doing it. He's doing the damn thing.
Dan is dual-hatted, so
He still has it, yeah. And
Well,
he's doing a lot. He
dual-hatted. So he's doing
And I
treasurer as well
appreciate
as membership. So
yeah.
of course they go kind of hand in hand, but it'd be nice to take some of that pressure off him. I have an idea of who I'd like to see, but it's CJ Smith. But again, he is busy, but he is always jumping in to help right now. So
CJ was one I was thinking, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to give him up as assistant because obviously it helps on my end too.
Well,
However,
I
when
think he would still help you
yes.
regardless.
So when I did approach him, he said he was kind of too busy to really consider it. Then he came back a month or two later and said, "You know what? I could probably do assistant." But I do agree that he would definitely be one to consider. And then Waylon, I'm sending you a message real quick on somebody else I'm considering. I think you know them.
Okay.
I want to get your input.
Okay.
Also, I think that it's important and it's a good thing if this person that does membership sits in the assistant seat as treasurer, so they understand how they correlate hand in hand. So they understand how the membership and the money go together, and they need to talk to each other like constantly. It's not a break in any type of communication, because that's where it all breaks down, is where the two are not meeting. So maybe it is a good fit for CJ, or for that other person that you're just going to suggest. But I think that whoever you're suggesting that we want to be in that position should sit in the back seat with you, Dan, so they understand how important it is for membership and treasurer to be at the hip.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed to say the other female chief that we have, that they went off traveling, her and her husband. They're always helping.
Thelma Ruiz. Yes.
Thelma. She might be good too. I mean,
I always throw stuff her way and she's like, Eileen. So, but I'll still keep putting a bug in her ear. She's good.
Right.
If she can herd those A-gangers, herd them feathers.
Right. Right. If she can, do that, she can do anything. So,
Absolutely.
and I'm thinking from a membership type point of view, that might be beneficial, because they can say, I'm a female qualified submarines. You can come join us as well. So come on,
It does help.
Just a thought, So
I don't always wave that around, but
well, I know
some people look at me like, really?
Because you ladies, guys are one of us. You're one of the guys, as far as I'm concerned. It's just, perception sometimes. So
Yeah. Okay. I love it.
So that's just a question I had.
Okay. Yeah. If we have any other names we want to throw out there, just send it to the eBoard. So we can all look at it and, approach them through that direction and say, hey, we're all here, this is, and then in that sense, send them, the criteria that they would be responsible for too. So they're not being blindsided. And if they have any questions, so they feel comfortable, because that's all we want. We're all here volunteer, but we all love to be here. That's why we do it still. So
Absolutely.
is there anything else good? I forgot. Next eBoard is the 15th of July, if there's no issues with that.
Commander,
Yes.
hey, I'm gonna put my Kitsap County Veterans Program Coordinator hat on. Dave Pittman and Waylon, be prepared. I'll be speaking with you guys on Saturday. I need some advice. I need some help. Maybe you, John Gardner. Just stand by. And the other thing is, make sure your affairs are in order. So I've been on this job a little over a month and a half, and a lot of my calls are individuals pass away, and family has no clue where the DD-214 is, or they don't know where the will is, if there is a will, and that's a tough issue to deal with. And especially when it's close family that I've, friends of mine that I'm helping, just get your stuff squared away and do it for you and your family. But Cobb and Waylon, I'm going to have some questions on VA claims and who do you guys use, because if you do a search of veteran service officers in Kitsap County, my program is at the top of the list, and I don't do claims. And I do, I have the resource to say, but I want to see if you guys have any other options out there for people that do claims besides the DAV and Retso and a couple other individuals out there. So just looking for feedback and help so I can help more. So
Gotcha.
that's all I got, Commander.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else before we head out?
To Steve's point, we did publish what happens when you pass checklist in Puget Soundings a year and a half, 2 years ago now. I think.
Yeah, I have it saved. I have it saved in hard copy and electric. Yep.
Okay.
But
so that's available for
it's
use.
doing it. It's doing it, you know?
Yeah, right. Dennis Nardone, Mr. Grumpy, has a folder on his laptop says what to do in my death. So maybe we could glean some information from him as well. So that's something I need to do as well. So,
out of 26 years, the Yeoman, and then all those years down at the Naval Hospital and working with people and everything. And if there's the one thing that breaks my heart is when guys don't listen and they're not ready. Getting a page in the old days, getting a page 2 updated was the hard. You practically had to beat them with it to get them to update it. It just drove me crazy.
Yeah, you had to force muster.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Do we know if Steve Ham's affairs were somewhat in order?
Still don't know anything on that. That's what I'm waiting on from Connie, is to get the update on specifically those things. So I just didn't want to put that out there
it's
on
not the
this
time to ask.
channel.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll just keep putting it out there. I know we put it out almost every meeting, but that's what we could do. I could send out emails and that.
Yeah. It's tough. Okay.
Oh, we can't do. We can't.
There are end of life
just
planners you can buy, and it's just a fill in the blank.
Yeah.
But people have to do it. See, then I have 3 sons, and so they know what's going on. So I mean, the closest one is my executor, because he knows my health situation. So it's like, hey, this is the scanning. These are all my organizations, insurance. I mean, everything's there. So they just have to go down the list. I always just say, make sure Rose is okay, and then everything else is fine. So that's kind of my thing. But yeah, I mean, you can go into Amazon and buy end of life planners, and it's kind of there. So it is what it is.
They're literally offering free wills.
So yeah, but for most of us, that doesn't work. You need an estate plan.
Yeah.
I mean, for most of us, a little bit older, if you don't have an estate plan, then you're kind of on the wrong path. So there you go.
Let's go to a happier subject.
Okay, here's my happy subject. Hey, I have 13 folks in the house next month. So all my granddaughters, no, this is great. All my granddaughters will be here. Well, not all of them, 5 of them at least. So it'll be interesting because they'll be here for the Zoom meeting. So I'm going to convince
my God, how cute.
all walk in behind me and just go, what are you doing, Grandpa? Well, 2 of them are only 2 years old, but I have it's like 8, 7. What is she? 4. Oh, she'll be 5. Oh, she's 5 on this Saturday. Like 5, 2, and 2. Anyway, yeah, so they're all here. So that's
good news.
That's the happy note for me, because we don't get together very often at all.
Well, a happy note for me is proof that Aura is an angel. Thursday the 19th, 43 years.
Wow.
Very good.
If she can tolerate me for 43 years, she's definitely got her act together.
Excellent. All right.
I think it's the other way around. You got your act together, Bob.
We need to wrap this up here.
Yes.
Yep.
If there's nothing else, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.